You came in for a €5 lamp. You walked out €90 lighter, and you still don't own the lamp. Sound familiar? You said it would be quick, one item, in and out. Somehow, you left 2 hours later, blinking in the car park, clutching tea lights, a plant, a fistful of frozen meatballs, and a bookshelf you didn't know you needed until 40 minutes ago. But what if that wasn't an accident? Because IKEA's whole business model isn't what you think. To understand how IKEA really makes its money, you have to stop seeing a furniture store and start seeing a maze, one you paid to walk through. This is where your money really goes when you visit IKEA. Let's start with the front, the story they tell you. The story IKEA tells is beautiful. Cheap, clever, flat-pack Scandinavian design. Furniture for everyone. A lamp a student can afford. A sofa a young family can actually pay for. And that part is true. IKEA is genuinely cheap. That's not the lie. But cheap furniture is the bait. It is not the trap. Begins the second you walk in. Notice something? There's one entrance. One. And it doesn't drop you near the tills or anywhere near the thing you actually came for. It funnels you, gently, politely, onto a single one-way path that marches you through almost the entire store before it will ever let you pay. You think you're shopping? You're being herded. Little arrows on the floor point the way. They feel helpful. They're not there to help you. They're there to take the steering wheel out of your hands, so that every decision about where you go next has quietly already been made for you. Alan Penn, a professor at University College London, studied this layout closely. His conclusion was blunt. The maze is designed to delay you and disorient you, so that by the time you're finally allowed to start buying, you feel like you've earned it. You feel licensed to treat yourself. That feeling has a name, the Gruen effect. And the story behind that name is almost too perfect. Meet Victor Gruen, Austrian architect. He flees Europe in the 1930s, lands in America with almost nothing, and in 1956, he builds the very first fully enclosed shopping mall. Here's the thing, he didn't want to trap anyone. He genuinely believed he was building community, a warm, walkable town square for the lonely suburbs, a place to belong. Instead, he invented the most effective selling environment in human history. Retailers noticed something in his malls. If you overwhelm a shopper with light, with choice, with a layout they simply cannot read, they forget what they came for. They drift, they slow down, and they buy. Gruen watched his beautiful idea get weaponized into a machine for extracting money, and he spent his final year disowning the whole thing, ashamed of what it became. He built the machine. Then he hated it, and nobody listened, because by then IKEA had already perfected it. Look at the showrooms. Really look. Notice what's missing? Windows, clocks, any hint at all of the outside world. You lose track of time in there, which is the exact same trick a casino uses to keep you glued to the table. Time melts. And while it melts, you walk past more than 50 fully styled rooms, each one staged like a tiny film set, each one whispering the same quiet promise. This could be your life. Not a shelf, a whole life. With better lighting and a throw. Blanket. Then there's the choice trick. Ever noticed IKEA doesn't drown you in 20 versions of the same table? Most things come in a handful of finishes. Black, white, oak. And that's deliberate. Give a shopper too many options and they freeze. They get anxious. They leave and buy nothing. Strip the choices down and suddenly deciding is easy. Decisions become fast purchases. Limiting your freedom is a revenue stream. And scattered along every step of that path, never in your way, always in your reach, are the little things. The €3 this, the tea lights, the picture frame, the storage box you'll definitely use someday. They pile them in big messy bins to make them feel cheap and plentiful, a trick called Bulla. Grab one, it's nothing. Individually, it's all nothing. Together, the University College. London research estimates that around 60% of what people buy at IKEA is pure impulse, unplanned. Stuff you did not want when you walked through the door. IKEA's own internal view is even harsher. By their own reckoning, only about 20% of purchases come down to logic and need. 20%. So 4 out of every 5 things in your cart, the store put there, not you. Now, follow the money. Because here is where the real money logic kicks in.
and where the design turns from clever into something genuinely uncomfortably brilliant. Halfway through the maze, exactly when your feet start to hurt,
and your willpower is running out, IKEA hits you with the twist that nobody expects from a furniture company. It feeds you cheap meatballs, cheap hot dogs,
soft ice cream for pocket change.
An entire restaurant parked right at the psychological midpoint of the store. And this is not some cute little side hustle.
IKEA sells roughly $2.24 billion of food every year,
about 5% of its revenue, and it moved 1.2 billion meatballs and plant balls in a single year. Their own retail chief, Tolga Önçü, said it right out loud. IKEA runs one of the biggest restaurant chains in the entire world, while still insisting it is, and I quote the spirit of it, actually a home furnishing retailer. So why on earth feed you that cheaply?
2 reasons.
First, roughly 30% of shoppers come just for the food. And once they're inside for the meatballs, they're inside the maze.
Second, and this is the sneaky one, a full, happy, well-fed brain spends more than a tired, hungry, cranky one.
The meatball isn't a meal. It's a mood adjustment.
A pit stop that quietly refuels you for round 2 of spending.
And then comes the masterstroke, the part that should genuinely make your jaw drop. You do the work. You drive the flat pack home. You spread the pieces across your living room floor.
You lose the tiny key.
You swear out loud at a diagram of a smiling cartoon man who is clearly enjoying this more than you are. And after an hour of mild suffering, you build it yourself. Here's the trick. That labor doesn't make you resent the furniture. It makes you love it more. In 2011, 3 researchers, Michael Norton of Harvard, Daniel Mochon, and Dan Ariely, proved it in a lab. They had people assemble plain IKEA boxes, fold origami,
and build sets of Lego.
And every single time, people valued the thing they built with their own 2 hands,
far more than an identical thing built by someone else.
Their amateur, slightly wonky creations felt to them almost as good as an expert's. They named it fittingly the IKEA effect. Labor leads to love, sweat becomes value. But there was one catch buried in their findings. The love only appears if you actually finish. Build it and break it, or give up halfway, and the magic vanishes completely. Which is exactly why IKEA works so hard to make sure you succeed. The instructions, the pre-drilled holes, the one little key that does everything. They need you to finish. Because a finished bookshelf isn't just furniture anymore. It's yours. You made it. You'll defend it. And you will absolutely come back for the matching one.
So let's add it up. The system laid bare.
A cheap product lures you in. A one-way maze traps you and disorients you. Floor arrows steer you. Windowless rooms dissolve your sense of time. Limited choices make you decide fast.
Meatballs refuel you and soften you up.
Impulse bins fill every single gap along the way. And then you go home and provide the free labor. That makes you emotionally bond with the merchandise you just bought. That is how IKEA really makes its money. Not from the shelf, from everything the maze wraps around. The shelf. You're not the customer being served here. You are the last unpaid stage of the assembly line, and you're tipping on the way out. And the scale of it is staggering. IKEA's total sales came to around 45 billion euros for the year ending in 2024. They sell so many Billy bookshelves that on average, one leaves a shelf somewhere on planet Earth roughly every 5 seconds. Read that again, every 5 seconds.
And on top of nearly every one of those sales sits a quiet little tax you never see.
Almost every IKEA store on the planet is a franchise.
And each one pays 3% of its turnover, forever, up to IKEA, the company that owns the brand itself.
3% of a 45 billion euro river, flowing to a foundation most shoppers have never heard of. That is the fine print at the very top of the machine. And it is where the fattest profit margin quietly lives. So can you beat it? Can you walk in there and actually win? Honestly, mostly no. The genuinely unsettling part of the research is that knowing about the maze barely helps at all. People who understand every single trick in this video still walk out with the candles. The machine doesn't care that you're onto it. But there are 2 real defenses, and they do work. 1. Write your list before you go on paper,
and treat everything not on that list as the enemy.
2. Skip the restaurant. Do not let them adjust your mood at the halfway mark. That's it. 2 small shields against a very, very big machine. And somewhere in all of this still sits Victor Gruen's ghost. The man who dreamed of a town square and accidentally built the most profitable trap in the history of retail.
He tried to warn us before he died.
And we answered him by pouring 45 billion euros of flat pack furniture on top of his regret. So the next time you tell yourself it'll be quick, 1 item, in and out, remember what is really waiting for you past that single blue door. You didn't come in for a €5 lamp. You came in to be found. And IKEA knew exactly where you'd be standing. If this changed the way you look at IKEA, you know what to do. Hit subscribe. Because next week we follow the money somewhere you'd never expect. And if you enjoyed this one, leave a like. It genuinely helps the channel more than you think. See you in the next one.